July 11th, Eric Liddell.
When you walk with integrity, you forge a path for other men. As the sound of pipes and drums of the Queen's own Cameron Highlanders filled the air, the tension mounted. Runners took their positions, and the roaring crowd fell silent. Taut with anticipation, the 1924 Olympians crouched for the opening shot. This 400-meter race in Paris captured the attention of the world. Everyone wanted to watch Eric Liddell, who was running this race instead of his strongest event. He had dropped the 100-meter race because the trials fell on a Sunday, the day he set aside for worship. Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work. You or your son or your daughter, your male or your female servant, or any who stay with you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. While some respected Eric's decision, many of his fellow Scots were angry, believing Eric's choice would cost the United Kingdom the gold medal. Even Parliament criticized his decision, but Eric chose conscience over success. The crack of the pistol broke the strained silence. Eric shot forward and immediately took the lead. When at the halfway point, Eric was a clear 3 yards ahead, a collective gasp rose. He had covered the first 200 meters in 22.2 seconds, a pace many people had considered unsustainable. As the runners neared the finish line, his rivals still strained to catch him. With an astonishing burst of speed, Eric threw his head back and thrust his chin out in that awkward way he was known for. Nearly a second and at least 6 yards ahead of his fiercest opponent, Eric burst through the tape. The crowd exploded. Not only did Eric win, he broke the record at an awe-inspiring 47.6 seconds, a record that stood for nearly 12 years. People called his lung-bursting speed lion-hearted. He ran each of the three first 100 meters in just over 12 seconds and the fourth at a blistering pace, barely over 11 seconds. The secret of my success over the 400 meters is that I run the first 200 meters as hard as I can, Eric told the reporters. Then for the second 200 meters, with God's help, I run harder. Before the race, the U.S. Olympic masseuse slipped a piece of paper into Eric's hand. It included 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30. Those who honor me, I will honor. People were stunned by Eric's decision in 1924, and by the way, God honored his decision. In fact, Eric's footprint was so great, in 1981 a film, Chariots of Fire, was produced, chronicling this historic event. After the Olympics, Eric continued to leave footprints of integrity while he was interned in a World War II prison camp in China. He lived out his conviction that God had placed him there to help others. When Winston Churchill negotiated Eric's release, he insisted that a young, pregnant woman be sent home instead of him. Especially concerned for the interned children, Uncle Eric, as he was known, organized and refereed games. At first, there were no games on Sunday, but the children, confined in deplorable conditions, fought. Eric wrestled with what God wanted him to do. Soon, Sunday games were instated. In 1924, Eric sacrificed a gold medal for his convictions. In 1943, he embraced God's grace, convicted that honoring God meant meeting the children's needs. Eric lived out his beliefs, and story after story of those interned with him record the impact. Dr. Norman Cliff, who was imprisoned with Eric, remembers him deflecting praise. When you speak of me, Eric said, give the glory to my Master, Jesus Christ. Integrity is often forged in the fire of personal convictions. In what area of your life should you begin to vocalize your personal convictions? When you walk with integrity, you forge a path for other men.
Hey, welcome 365 Christian men. My name is Mike Mott. Today is July 11th, coming to you from Jerusalem, where I'm serving together here with my wife and our family. You know, God's word promises us that when we honor God, God will honor us. God will honor each and every one who honors him and puts him first in their lives. This is a promise, and we see that God keeps this promise in this story about Eric Liddell. Eric Liddell's prime motivation wasn't to somehow rebel against the laws and the rules of mankind. His prime motivation wasn't to somehow make his name great and to be the fastest runner in the world so that everyone would say, wow, what an amazing guy Eric Liddell is. Eric's prime motivation was to honor God, to put God first in his life in every area. It was a decision that Eric had made long before it ever came to the Olympics. But then God honored Eric Liddell's honoring of God and allowed him to run faster than any man had ever run before. And this is a challenge for us, guys, as we dig a little bit deeper into this idea of honoring God. What we see is this reality. It cost Eric Liddell something to be able to honor God. It didn't come for free. He had to lay aside his will, his desire, the thing that would make him look good, or that area where he was strong. He had to let go of something to be able to honor God. And for us, this is the challenge. For each one of us, we want to honor God. I know you want to honor God, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video today. But to honor God, it's going to cost us the price of laying aside our own will, our own way, our own desires, to lay aside something that would give us a step up or to put us forward or to somehow make life better for us. But this is God's promise. If we will put him first, if we will honor him as men with our lives, he will honor us. It's a promise, and God keeps his promises. That's our challenge today, guys. God bless you. Have a great day.